Hello stock traders and investors. I hope all of you had a great trading day today. I had a very good day. I finished with a 2.02% gain, and that marked my 6th day in a row. We are marching right along. And month to date, if you are following along in the top 7, if you had the same entry points and exit points, you should be looking at about a 22.06% gain so far this month. So really doing very well so far. Year to date, I am at 332.79%. That's way above my 200% goal that I set at the beginning of the year. So that is very exciting and looking forward to breaking maybe brand new milestones like a 500% gain. I'm just kind of putting that out there, but that's what I'm hoping to do. I have some intraday trades and I did not have the best intraday trading day. I only used 10% of my Catalyst portfolio to do this. I do that to keep myself protected just in case I make a mistake. When I am right, I do like to go big, but I like to see that stock move in the right direction and see the momentum and it break out of certain levels before I really get behind a stock. So I have some trades today that didn't work out. The first one was FLGT. I sold for a 0.89% loss. I have CVAC, sold for a 1% loss, and BMRN sold for a 0.75% loss. So not very good, but what I did well is if the stock turned against me, I had an exit point and I had a plan for an exit to where it didn't hurt so bad. And so I was able to do that on these 3. I did not plan the best entry points and that really hurt me. Tomorrow will be a better day at that. Just got to keep going at it and see what you can do. But you have to have those planned. You have to say, hey, if this stock hits this level, I'm out. And you got to stick to it. You got to trade without emotion. I like to use Webull for my intraday trading. The reason is I feel that they support intraday traders very well. They have a lot of really powerful tools and I like their app very, very much. If you're looking for a free stock and you want to check it out, please do so. In the description down below, you'll find a link. And when you sign up, you get 1 free stock. When you deposit money, you get another free stock. And I think it's very worthwhile. I use it each and every day. So I have some sales from the top 7 that I need to report. The first one is I sold NMTR for a 19% gain. I like to hold them 3 business days, but I definitely saw the momentum breaking down on this and support breaking down on this. And so I got out with my 19% gain and that was a good move, definitely. The next one I sold was AVDL. AVDL had hit my plan of when I planned on exiting the stock and I sold it for a 2.3% gain. So a small gain, but you know, hey, 3 days, 2.3% gain, that's pretty good. I like that. The next one I sold was VRCA. I sold this for a 26% gain and I did sell it early and I'll go into that more here in just a little bit. So basically what happened with VRCA is it started way up in pre-market and it started to drop and then it started to drop more. Not really any news that I could find anyway. But once I saw it go into the red, I wanted to lock in my profits. And that is really important to do. My plan was definitely to hold it a few more days, hoping for more insider activity and more catalysts that would push it upward. But that just didn't happen. It had overreacted and was too high, too fast, and it came down. And that is just the way that it works, you know? If you held on to it, I would say to you next time, make sure that you have a plan. For me, my plan for VRCA this morning was I love the action on it, but if it goes negative at all, I need to get out because there could be a sell-off because of how far the stock could travel up. So that's a very good tip. And that is something you really need to do in the morning is come up with a plan for all the positions that you're in and say, okay, if the stock does this, I'm gonna do that. So that it helps you to make decisions and it takes the emotion out of it. It's definitely easy to hold on to it and say, oh, it's gonna turn around, oh, it's gonna turn around. Well, you don't know what's gonna happen. And then once you let it go and you've executed your plan, and that's the way that it is. Don't go looking back. It'll drive you absolutely nuts. Just take it from a guy who's invested for a lot of years, who's stock traded for a lot of years. It will really, really drive you nuts. It will drive you crazy. Anyway, that's one thing I wanted to talk about today. We have lots of stocks to talk about, so let's get to this top 7 list. And let's start off with the others. The others is a group of stocks that I own in my Catalyst portfolio that I have not sold yet, and I have reasons for being in each and every one, but I have more than 7 stocks that I'm in. Just to be well diversified, it's always a good idea to do that. The first one is TTOO. I love this stock. I've been talking about the stock a lot. I really don't have a lot new to say about it. Today it finished down 2.53%. My average in it is still $1.67, so I haven't changed that at all. And there are just lots of catalysts in this stock, and I like the company, and I like their sepsis test. I think it's gonna save lives. And as hospitals add this, I think it's going to be also great for my pocketbook. But I like it as a company. I like what they're doing. And so that's the reason why I like having it, holding it. And I'll sell it sometime probably in 2020, maybe 2021. I don't know. But I like the stock. That's why I have it. The next one is KALA, and it's not in the top 7, but it did finish up 5.05% today. So this was a great win for me today. My average in it is $9.27. It has an October 30th PDUFA date. It's one of the reasons why it's not in the top 7. That is a long ways off, but I think it's going to be a very strong FDA run-up stock. I think it's going to be really good. The next one is ETON, ETON, and this finished down 1.37% today, which doesn't really bother me. I know that it's going to have its run-up. My average in it, $7.19, and it has a PDUFA date of the 15th of September and also September 29th. So it's 2 different drugs, 2 different time frames, and analyst target on this is $15, which is important if you're doing a PDUFA run-up on a stock. So that's something that's really important. So the next one is SAFE. SAFE. I absolutely love this stock. Today it finished up 2.48%. My average in it is $51.93. iStar is purchasing shares, and they are up to 8 days in a row of purchasing shares. And so last year, if you haven't seen this video before, you haven't seen me, I've been talking about SAFE for a little bit of time, because last year in August, SAFE started purchasing shares, and they purchased shares each and every day. Every business day, iStar reported buying shares in SAFE, SAFE, Safehold, all the way until February of 2020. During that time, the stock doubled in price, and so history is kind of repeating itself in that that's starting to happen again, and I'm expecting a very long and slow run up because this is a low volume stock, and so every time iStar buys shares, that's less shares available. I like it for that reason, and that's why it's in here. It's going to be in here for probably a long time. The next one that's not in the top 7, probably should be, is ZSAN. This has been a fantastic run up stock for me so far. I got in it really early. Today it finished up 7.69%, so it had a really great day, and it's really been doing well. It's been really surging. My average in it's $1.36. I was just waiting for a massive dip on this, and I got one, and so when I saw it on the $30s, I was like, oh, I am in, here we go. And I pointed it out to all the members in our group, and I also want to thank a lot of the people who have recommended this stock to me. It was already on my radar, but they kind of helped me knowing that it was on someone else's radar. Made me feel good about this run up. They have a PDUFA date of October 20th, and the target price on this is $3 by analysts, and I think that that actually will probably get raised as time goes on. So now let's get to the top 7. Let's get this done. Okay, so the first one in 7th place is SBH, Sally Beauty Holdings. Today it finished down 3.85%, so it didn't have the greatest of days. My average in it's $12.53, so you can definitely get it cheaper than me because I'm a little bit upside down in this one. And the reason I like it is because the president and CEO bought shares again. This has been on the list and off the list and on the list again a couple of times in the last 30 days. And so to see more insider buying again, more insider purchasing done in open market, extremely bullish to me. And I think that this one's going to have a nice pop. At least I think it's going to have a nice pop tomorrow. All right, so number 6 is RRR, so Red Rock Resorts. I love this stock. It's really, really great. Today it finished up 4.53%. I am doing very well with it. Hopefully you are too, especially if you got in it when I first put it on the list. This has been marching up just about every day. My average in it's $15.02, and the Fertitta family keeps buying shares, just massive amounts of shares. And I think the reason it has to do with is they are rolling out their new AQST play-on system. And this is where you can use your debit card at either the craps table or just right there. It's very convenient. And so I think that's something that's going to be huge. And obviously they think it's going to be huge also because they are putting millions and millions of dollars, a lot of their wealth, into Red Rock Resorts. So anyway, that's why I like it. The next one, number 5, is NGM. This finished just barely up today, so up 0.43%. This is gonna be on the list for a little while. And the reason being is they have a presentation on their phase data coming up on August 29th. And they've had insider activity, lots of insider activity. I love when those two things correlate. My average in it's $19.18, so you can get it at a better price than I got it for by buying it now. Anyway, I'm expecting this one to have positive results on phase 2, and that to be the reason why there's been so much insider activity on it. Number 4 is XRX. This is brand new to the list. I know we just had it and then we sold it, but you know what? There was more insider activity. What am I supposed to do? Just ignore it? No, I went back into it. So we called this out on our Patreon group right away when it happened, and it finished up 2.97%. My average in it's $18.50. It's my personal average. average. And the Icon partners are buying more shares. So they bought $13 million worth again. And so their support of Xerox is really huge. There's got to be a reason behind it. There's nothing really as far as news goes. Although this stock is a terrific value and that might be why they're loading up. I don't know. But you know what? I'm here for the ride. So I'm expecting a big run up on it. The next one, number 3, and this is brand new to the list too, is CWH. Today it finished down 8.82%. I was able to get a great average on it. I got it at $33.63. At least I think that is good. The MIRV group keeps buying shares and has been buying shares over and over and over again. And the thing I like about it is this morning they paid $37.17. So that is a lot more than what it's at. And I'm in a better position than what they were able to add shares at. So if they're willing to add shares at $37.17, I feel pretty good about adding my shares at $33.63. Anyway, I like Camping World. I've had this before. I had it in April and got it for right around $8 a share. And then it ran quickly to $12 a share and I sold it out. So I made almost 50% on it in about 4 days. Anyway, CWH is a really great position. So I'm looking forward to being in it again. It's a lot higher than what I had it at before, but I still feel good about it and I think it's going to do well. The next one is PBPB. So Potbelly. Talked about this. This was new to the list yesterday. Today it finished up 5.13%. So if you were able to get in on this, you made good money on it today. My average in it is $4.29. David Head bought shares, and so that's one thing that's kind of really great. If you aren't having success with the stock market or you're looking for an edge, I highly recommend our Patreon group that we have. You might just check it out in the description down below. For the amount that it costs, you'll make that up in one trade. So it's not that expensive. Definitely, it's well worth being a part of. There are a lot of very seasoned stock traders and a lot of seasoned investors. Lots of fantastic information, and everyone in the group is really trying to help everyone else. And so that's very much unlike the other things like Stocktwits and some of the other places. You have a group of people that are really working together and answer each other's questions and are just so courteous to one another. You just might check it out. It's in the description down below. Number 1, time for number 1. Number 1 is AQST. I have to put it at number 1 finally. It finished up 4.70%, so it is up again today. If you added it at the time when I added it, you are sitting pretty. So I'm up in it over 60% now. I'm just loving this stock. I imagine I'll be up in it over 100% by the time it comes to the PDUFA date. This is definitely a time to get in because the PDUFA date isn't until September 29th. If you've been waiting for a pullback, this has probably been a really frustrating stock for you because it's not stopping. This is like a runaway train. It just keeps going up. I'm really thankful I bought it when I did. My average in it's $5.35. Analysts have a target of this is $18 a share. I think that could actually happen by the time of the PDUFA date, the way this sucker is going. So we could see $20 a share out of this. Who knows? I mean, it is really terrific the way it's been surging. I do a lot of work for this list, so if you could do me a huge favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. And then also, if you would share this video with your friends, I'd very much appreciate it. And if you're seeing me for the first time, you like what I have to say, and you want to be a part and follow along, please subscribe and then turn on those bell notifications so you can get alerted when a new video comes out. Let's have a fantastic day tomorrow. I'd love to finish off this week all green. I think that would be terrific. And I hope the best for you too. I enjoy talking with you each and every day. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Raythoven out.